Today's guests are the definition of a perfect partnership. Lifelong friends, moms, entrepreneurs, and the creators of one of my favorite life hacks. Allie and MC are the co-founders of Lessen the Loads, a business built from a moment of real-life challenge that now lifts the burden of laundry and clutter, freeing up families to focus on what truly matters. Their story is fun, heartfelt, and a great reminder that sometimes the best ideas come from everyday struggles. Allie and MC, I am thrilled that you're here.
Thank you. So are we.
We're so excited. Thanks, Karen.
My favorite life hack. I love your service, and we'll get into what that is. So thank you for coming. And one of the things that I think is so cool is that you guys are lifelong friends. So why don't we start? MC, why don't you talk a little bit? How long have you known each other? Let's talk a little bit about your friendship.
Sure, definitely. So Allie and I have known each other, well, I don't want to put numbers on it at this point, so I won't put numbers on it, but since high school. So we actually were in the same homeroom from day one, and we were in the same homeroom the whole 4 years. Shout out to A5 from Pius. But our junior year was when we had to take chemistry. And that was when we really became close-knit. We were actually tagged up as lab partners. And so now I joke, we went from lab partners to business partners, and it all just...
And MC's the only reason I passed chemistry. I just want to put that out there. I would not have passed without her.
Playing to each other's strengths, right?
Literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, the whole idea then that's led you to where you are today with Lessen the Load came from, I think, what you guys have described as this moment of feeling overwhelmed. Allie, why don't you tell us a little bit about what that was like and sort of the spark that created all of this?
Yeah, and so MC and I have been friends, ever since then. But really, Lessen the Loads started after I had my third baby, and he was going to be my last baby at the time. Didn't end up working out that way because now I have a fourth. But I am not the household diva type person. That stuff has never come naturally to me that I enjoy doing. I don't like folding laundry. I know a lot of people do, which I've since learned.
Bless you for being the one who brings that to us.
But honestly, I was sitting in my rocker, with my last baby at the time, sitting there for a nap. He was sleeping. And I'm sitting there staring at mounds, and I'm not kidding you when I say mounds of laundry piles. And I felt an overwhelming sense of guilt for sitting there holding him while he was napping. And I was like, this is ridiculous that I feel like I need to put him down and I should be folding laundry or doing household stuff. I should have just been able to enjoy that moment, right? Last baby, napping. No, I felt so guilty. And that was a turning point for me. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is absurd that I feel this way. Something needs to change. And after that, I hired a mom off of a local Facebook group because I was like, laundry is my biggest pain point. Other people, it's other things, right? But laundry for me was it. I could get it washed, but I couldn't get it. Those next steps are really difficult and time consuming. Laundry is the most time consuming thing because I always say you can go and wash a few dishes all in the same time frame. Laundry, you can't do that. You have to put it in the washer. You need to wait for, it's like a whole process.
I can't tell you the number of times I've washed something before I started using your service, and I forgot about it.
And then you got to rewash it.
Got really nasty and stinky, and then I had to wash it again.
And then you're washing the same load 3 times, which is it's ridiculous. Anyways, so I hired a mom off of a local moms group. She came in and changed my entire life. She would just start out coming in for 3 hours every single week just to fold and put away my laundry. And then I realized there's something missing here for everybody else, right? Everybody couldn't believe I hired somebody just to fold and put away laundry. It was like an absurd concept to people. They were like, what? That's a thing? And I was like, well, it's not. Right. Well, we're going to make it a thing. Because I truly felt that household help should be affordable and readily available to moms in all, that come from all different kinds of families, or have all different kinds of families. And so really, MC and I then, we're chatting one day, and I was like, guys, this changed my life. And MC was the only one out of our friends who was crazy enough to say, let's do it.
Fantastic.
And 4 years later.
I love that you are like busting this myth that everybody has to be like a super mom or a super, whatever. And I know for anybody who's tuning in, like you might look at me and be like, oh, Karen, she's got it all figured out. But I have lots of people who are helping me. And so I think by busting the myth, you have to do it all yourself. And that, somehow you have to be able to juggle everything. And you can't, can't ask for help. I think it's a really great myth to bust.
The only way that you can actually be a super mom or do it all, right? It doesn't even have to be a mom, but just doing it all, right? As a business owner, as someone who has a million different priorities, is asking for help, right? That's the only way that people get all these things done, and they think, oh, I've got it all figured out. Well, yeah, because I said, hey, I need help.
And the reality is, for most people, folding and putting away laundry isn't really moving the needle much for them, right? Most people aren't enjoying that, or that's not really impactful for their family, where they could be spending time in, other areas. And that's really what it was for me. Like, that's not really doing much for me. I don't enjoy it. No. Actually doing quite the opposite. So I've never been happier. I haven't done really my laundry in 4 years now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I haven't put a thing in a drawer.
Amazing. And so when did you realize? So you come together, you have this moment where you're like, okay, you figure you want everybody to be able to have this. How do you make that happen? And how are you guys making this partnership happen? Tell me more.
So like Allie said, it was a couple of girlfriends. We were sitting around one day, and she said, I think there's something here. And, we always say, like, we're crazy enough to say yes and we'll figure it out later. And we've done that from day one. And that was in that moment. We said, okay, yes, let's figure this out. So I think I said to her, all right, I'm coming over on Monday. We're going to figure out a way to do this, And I think, the big thing for us was that when she had posted, so she hired a local mom, but then that mom actually ended up needing to move on, and she did something else. So she needed to find somebody to replace her. And when she posted in a mom's group, it blew up. And there was people saying, I need this service. There was people saying, I want this, I want to work for you. So we thought, well, it's simple as posting in a mom's group. Like, I think that's really, all we need to do. And that's literally all we have done for the last 4 years, has been posting in moms groups. Because let's be honest, moms are running the household, right? Yeah. And they're the ones that are looking for that help. And that's exactly how it took off. And we quickly realized, her and I sat down and I said, okay, you can kind of, run the background. I'll do the laundry. That's kind of how it was going to work. And we didn't think, it would, I guess, jump off as quickly as it did. And we quickly were like, oh my gosh, we need to hire people. We need to hire. And then what turned into, well, let's hire stay-at-home moms, because they're the ones that, one, are pros at this job, and two, now this is giving them an opportunity to make income or bring income in for their family, where they otherwise might not have been able to do that because they don't have, that flexibility, right? Like, this provides that opportunity for them to pick it up with their kids in the car, or, do a quick job when their kids are in daycare for 2 hours, or preschool,
Yep.
And that's really important to us. That was very original early on. We were like, we want to provide a flexible, good paying income opportunity to moms who otherwise wouldn't be able to work because of little ones at home. And so, even off the bat, we pay more than any other laundry service out there. This was, even our accountant was like,
why are you paying so much?
I wouldn't do that. And since day one, we have paid more than any other laundry service to our girls. And it's nice because they're all contractors. They pick their own schedule. They pick the jobs they want. They say yes or no to anything. So if it doesn't fit their family, doesn't work for their family, they don't take it. So we're really passionate both ways about helping families obviously offload, household tasks, but also really passionate about supporting women in our communities and giving them a way to earn money at home.
It's one of my favorite things about your model is that win-win piece of it, right? Like that, you know, you have it, and the way it comes folded, and it's just it's a miracle. I didn't know that was
a miracle.
that could happen. So I feel like alone, it's awesome to have that help, and then to know that you're then helping, you know, moms at home, and the whole model of that, all of that, I think is fantastic. Going back a little bit to the strengths you bring, so you know, you both, you're friends, and you're balancing friendship, you're balancing your business. It feels to me like you're the one who kind of maybe, I think, is even the one who has the special folding thing that you're teaching everyone, and you're bringing sort of the energy and maybe the behind the scenes. Talk a little bit about your roles and how, you know, what pieces you're doing and now, and how that has evolved.
Well, I would say initially it started out, like we said, you know, Allie was going to be in the background,
and
do
I was
the
gonna
scheduling.
say very, like, you know, customer client focused. My background is actually, I used to be an executive assistant. That is my entire career. So very
Customer service based.
well versed in customer client interaction, right? Providing a stellar experience, making sure everything kind of runs the way it should was really my thing. So, but since then,
It's definitely, you know, shifted, but also
I would say it still has remained true.
it has. Yeah.
You know, bigger picture type deals. I'm still very much focused on how are we providing a great experience, though I'm not the one directly responding to clients now at this time, but still very much kind of in charge of all of that. And then MC. Yeah. And
then I was kind of, you know, feet on the ground, out there doing, like I said, doing the laundry initially. We started an organization kind of sector of the business as well, because we realized it naturally goes hand in hand. So I was a lot of, you know, on those jobs early on, kind of help leading those jobs. And now, you know, haven't had to be on those jobs as much anymore. I mean, we both now have little ones at home, so our, you know, roles have definitely shifted a bit. But now we have an amazing team who, you know, we have a lead organizer. She's fantastic. She just runs those jobs so seamlessly, and provides, you know, a stellar, as you know, right, Karen? Because you just recently had an organization. So they're out there now kind of doing the do, and you know, we're behind the scenes supporting in ways that we can, and also just trying to, you know, doing things like this, get our name out there a little bit more, and really just, you know,
grow the business.
Yeah.
Well, as an entrepreneurs, you've figured out how to delegate, how to, you know, give opportunities to others, and when you do that, you really can help supercharge and grow. Right? It even goes back to your idea of helping other people. Right? It's the same sort of model, right?
Yeah, it definitely is.
So fun. You also, you know, if we talk a little bit about the mental load of motherhood, and you talked a lot about wanting to give breathing rooms to families. And as you know, I actually don't have children. I have a husband and a dog. But I am a business owner, and my life is busy. So your business has evolved too, right? So now you're helping not only moms, but others. You want to talk a little bit about some of that work that's shown up?
Definitely. I know, you know, and we've talked about this. Like, I started getting my laundry done before I had a little one, and it was so life-changing just because we were running a business. My husband also owns a business. So, you know, having both people be business owners in the household, you don't have time to, the laundry takes a long time. So even just, you know, for folks that have busy lives, like we talked about. But no, I think, you know, right now, obviously we started as helping busy families, right? That was the main goal. But now we've been able to venture into different businesses. We're helping a lot of the elderly, which is fantastic because, you know, maybe they can't go down the stairs where their, you know, washer and dryer is, or they can't carry the baskets as far. And, you know, different rehab places. I mean, beauty salons,
massage parlors.
Yeah, whatever you want to call them.
I think you're good.
Yeah.
Spas.
Schools.
Right. Like
we're going to do a big sleepaway camp this summer.
Oh, nice.
Yep. We just
and then some other, you know,
exciting things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're definitely venturing into other areas, which is wild because like I said, when we sat, you know, at the table and talked about, we just want to help some busy families, you know, it's really evolved into way more than that. And you realize everybody has laundry. Everybody needs help with laundry.
Well, and you told me before, I think it's like 40,000 pounds of laundry that gets done in a week, which I always translate in my world of metal and cranes. I translate that to tons. That's 20 tons of laundry. And over, is it 300 families that you're touching? Or
over 300 families a week.
And growing, I'm sure.
And
Yes, and growing. Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you had to kind of overcome early on? Anything that sticks out in your mind as you were kind of going to the phase where you're at now?
You know, it's interesting because we jumped into something that we had no experience doing. Zero. And like it's not even like we came from like running another type of business. We still both had full-time jobs and we were learning. Yeah, we didn't
On the fly.
Yeah, we didn't like quit our jobs and we're like all in on this. This was, we still both had full-time jobs. I had 3 kids at home and we're trying to figure out now how to run a laundry business. That quickly took off.
Yeah.
That was not like, we thought we were going to have a little bit of time there to like figure the things out. And it didn't really work out that way, which is such a blessing. I think there was a lot of initial just like nitty gritty logistics and things that you don't think about when you're doing other people's laundry. I mean, our entire business was then or has since been built on a lot of trial and error, right? A lot of things that we didn't even think about that happened that we, have then implemented a process, so something, right, to change it or to figure it out. It honestly, there was a lot of.
We always, I always go back to this mantra that we have, but it's so true. We say yes and we figure it out later.
We always say yes.
We always say yes.
Someone asks us to do so. Yes, we got you.
We'll figure it out.
We're always like,
we might be freaking out behind the scenes.
Well, we got it. It's fine.
Yeah, sure.
It's always worked out.
We'll make it happen.
And honestly,
we have.
It's crazy because I would say we are successful now because of that. We are 2 people who are willing to do whatever it takes. And we were willing, and I think we were both, not that we were unhappy in corporate America.
Right, no. I didn't think I was
We
going
had
to leave.
both very well-paying jobs. We left great.
People thought we were crazy.
They
Delusional.
literally thought, my parents were like, what are you doing?
My parents said the same.
Like,
We're going to check you
leaving?
into an institution. What are you doing?
Like, yes.
Literally.
No, they thought something was wrong with us.
Yeah. And we said, we promise there's something here.
My dad's like, you're going to leave all these benefits and like, just,
But then when we tell people now, we have 70 people, we have 70 women working for us.
Fantastic.
It just.
My dad is the most shocked person in the entire earth about this whole situation.
Well, it's awesome. I hear you were brave enough to go for it.
Yes.
Right? A leap of faith. You are obviously passionate about what you're doing and aligning up your passion, aligning that up, with what I like to think of like the integrity of what you want. This service meant something to you. So it's truly, you found an opportunity for improvement and translated it in. And then on top of it, you have one of my favorite things, which is grit. If there's an obstacle in your way, you figure out how to go around it, move it, do whatever, and you just keep going despite obstacles. And it's just awesome to see all of that.
Yeah, I would say it definitely, it sounds like it was all fun and games, but there, you talk about grit. I mean, I do think there is a lot of that we do have that we probably don't even realize that we have, but there were days where,
There's a lot of days where we were like, what are we doing?
Yeah, but you power through. You power through and you realize how good it can be on the other side,
It's great. And you're taking those pain points, those moments of frustration, and what I hear is you just keep finding a way to improve upon what you're doing, and
you're learning,
right? And that's the mindset. I think
and that's what we always said,
Yeah,
that's another mantra I think that we have is just
we were always like, this learning. Is a lesson. This was a lesson, right? Like it happened because
we needed to know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that is such good advice for anybody, starting a business or just in life in general, right? Like all of the pain moments, the struggles, like that's what makes us awesome and able to do the things that we do, right? That's where growth arrives, is in those spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was going to say, like, there would be so many times, especially early on, I mean, even now, that we could be defeated and be like, this is, this is too much. I mean, and it is a lot. Like, even now today, now it's a lot. But, we always always are rising above that and looking at like long-term picture, like, you know, and I always say, we'll never quit on a bad day.
Right.
Never quit on a bad day.
Right. And the fact that we get to do it together.
Oh.
I mean, if I didn't have her, I would have quit. I think that's also another, you know, have somebody in your corner, basically, that is there and that understands what you're going through. I think that completely, you know, you have your sister. Like, there's something about having a partner that just completely understands and gets it. And you don't even need to necessarily talk. Sometimes it's just...
And like on my bad days, she's good, right? And she has bad, it has worked seamlessly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, you know, you're going into business with your friend, you know, that could pose a lot of problems.
Not right.
We have not.
Hasn't.
We haven't had one problem.
None. Yeah.
It's great. Well, and you have that trust between each other, it seems.
We do.
You know, you can really talk about anything.
Yeah, it's not like a friend we met, like, you know, at the bar when we were 28.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She helped me pass chemistry.
That's where it all.
I mean,
there was chemistry.
There's a lot of trust there.
Chemistry from chemistry. I like it. What's been one of the most unexpected or fun parts about building this business?
Oh, that's a good question.
You know, I would say the most fun and the most rewarding thing has been getting to know all of the women that we would have not otherwise connected with in this lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, we have learned so much about, you know, not only other people and their situations, but I think it also has really grounded us too.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. It's been fun getting to go and meet them, and you know, sometimes we, you know, bring somebody on and we don't initially meet them ever.
Right.
But it has been really fun, you know, getting to be on some jobs with them, and you know, just it's been extremely rewarding.
Yeah, I would agree with you. You know, we kind of have our own little girl gang here, and it's just, once again, it's, you know, it's people that understand your situation, right? So every single person that we've hired, most of them have kids at home, right? They're going through it just as much as anybody else. So, you know, just being able to connect with them and also have an outlet as well, right? Because now, you know, like we joke, but we also have a couple other friends that we've been long-term friends with that work with us and for us now. And we joke, you know, we get to go to work and we get to hang out with our friends. So
that's literally how it feels.
It's really great.
Yeah.
It's really great.
And we're really intentional too about building a really great culture. You know, even though they are all contractors and, you know, they work solo and do their own thing, we're really intentional about, you know, what do our internal systems look like to still create a community for them, you know, to kind of be together if they choose that they want to.
Culture is so important for businesses. You know, I'm a huge believer, and as the, you know, for me, I always say the CEO's job, part of that is culture. For you both, I think culture as owners, right? Culture is such a big, important job. What are some of those intentional things that you're doing to build that culture with them? Because you really have kind of the ultimate remote workforce, right?
We do.
And I'm sure there's some insights that people would love to hear about.
I think one of the main things is really showing appreciation for your team and making sure that they know, you know, that they are appreciated. So we do a lot of things. You know, we just had, we started this kind of trend last year. We do this week of thanks, like right around Thanksgiving, and we try and do different things too. You know, it's hard for remote work, right?
Yeah.
To figure out something that is going to work for everybody, or, you know, we can't all get together necessarily and have like a big celebration, right? So we're doing different things, you know, remotely to just show that we care, right? And we appreciate all the work that they are doing. And I think they will tell anybody that they do feel appreciated. I
bet you if you asked anyone, and this is not to toot our own horns, but I bet you if you asked anybody that works for Lessen the Loads or has in the past, they would say that they felt appreciated, and that
we've had a number of people say, even in my old corporate job or you know, other places that I've worked, I've never felt like this, you know, this appreciated.
It's awesome.
So I think doing things like that and really,
I mean, it could just be like little things.
It
like,
doesn't have to
we're
be
talking
huge.
about like little things. Like we like this is something so simple that we often do. We'll often put a couple $100 on a Starbucks or Dunkin' gift card and post it in, you know, our internal systems, and they can go, you know, get a coffee or a treat on us a couple times a year, or
that's great.
You know, what? That's just something small. We do other things. We sent grocery vouchers this Thanksgiving, so everybody could get a, turkey, ham, or whatever they chose. Just like things like that. That basically says, like, we see you, we appreciate you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. I mean, even just, too, we learn a lot about their lives, right? And obviously we're dealing with human beings, right? That people, not just a job, right? So I think that's another thing that you want to keep, in the forefront of your mind. And we've had folks whose parents have passed away, or that, they're going through a rough time. We're just sending them flowers, right? Like, they've had a miscarriage, we're sending them flowers. Like, it's little things, but that can really add up and just make them feel so loved. And I think that's really the one thing.
And like, I was going to say, sorry to interrupt you. I was going to say too, like the great thing too about this job for women is that, right, if they had something happen like that, right, of course we're sending flowers, but we're also saying, like,
take the time.
You have all the time that you take whatever time you come back to us whenever the time is good, right? And that is the beauty of this company too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can feel the love you have for your people. I think it's so important, and culture isn't something that just happens overnight, and you have to cultivate it. I always like to say, be a gardener. You have to really keep growing and working on it and nurturing it. And it sounds like you guys do a great job of that.
Thank you.
I have some fun questions for you. I know I have many things that show up in this cute little baggie when I get my laundry, with this beautiful note from Alexandra saying, and it's like, I leave stuff no matter what I do. For me, it's chapstick. There's always like a form of chapstick in everything that I didn't realize how much I'm carrying that around. But you're finding crazy stuff, I would imagine, in people's laundry. What's one of the craziest things that you found while doing the laundry service?
Oh, very.
That you're willing to share today?
There's been a lot.
The stuff that has dry clean only on it, though.
There is.
Kind of like, really?
A lot of the stuff from like Shein.
Yes.
Which is like $2.
Right.
It says dry clean only, but probably because it's, it's
gonna disintegrate.
Yeah, literally.
It's for the stitching, maybe.
Like,
something.
Is there, something that in your story, maybe each of you could speak to this if you would like, is that you think you're giving people permission to do? And I'll lead you on a little bit with this. I feel like this has to do around that whole idea that you had back in the day of feeling that incredible guilt. What do you feel that you guys are giving others the permission to do with that in mind?
I was going to say, like, outsource and get the help that you need. There should be no shame. And I know there is like a huge, shame cloud and over hiring help. But really, we're in a day and age where that is so necessary, right? Like, the reality is most families need both partners to work now, right? Like, that is just kind of how it's rolling. Things continue to get more expensive, but time is the most valuable asset we all have, right? Still, that'll never change because you only get a certain amount of it. Hire the help you need to be able to spend the time and focus on the areas of life that are more important to you, whether that's your family, your business, your dog. It's different for everyone, but that's what, we're really passionate about. And then also I would say too, like, this is something that has changed for us since starting this business too. And it kind of goes a little bit more into the organization piece, but service over stuff. We are, we live and breathe this now. When we gift people things, we're thinking about what kind of service is really going to give the gift of help, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is going to help take something off of somebody's plate? Is it a cleaning service? Is it prepared meals, which there's a great place, in Paoli that we go, and we've gifted friends like prepared meals because they're going through a hard time or they don't have, right? They're busy professionals. What can you gift somebody that's not another mug, candle? We all got that crap, right?
Right. That's because that's going to cause more anxiety at the end of the day anyway.
People don't want the stuff.
Yeah.
We're moving also towards more of a minimalist society, despite all of the stuff and crap you can buy. We're big service over stuff people here.
It's great advice. Great gift advice, too. I think that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Definitely services over stuff for sure. Or experiences even.
So you guys are high energy. Well, just to comment on that, just another moment before I get to the energy level, which I love. You're really I have a mantra that I always talk about, and I have it in my business. It's called #MakeItEasy. It's one of our strategic directives, and it's around making it easy inside the business in our processes, and making it easy, working together, so that the real problem isn't working together; it's working on the hard, difficult things that we do. And then I also apply it to my personal life, where what can I do to make my life easier? What has the biggest impact? That can feel luxurious, but not necessarily have to break the bank. And I feel like the service that you're doing, the way you're giving people that time back and refining what that support looks like, is such a beautiful gift of Make It Easy. Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, now back to you guys. You're like moms, you're business owners. I'm missing something there. You're like, so you're busy, okay? And you've got this business, super passionate about it. How do you guys keep yourself, energized? What do you do to recharge? Or as I like to say, is there something that you do that lifts you so that you can kind of continue on this journey in a place of joy?
What lifts you, man? I'd love to know.
Oh God, yeah. You're just trying to think of an answer right now. Well, I do. Once again, I'm gonna, bring us back to the both of us. I think we feed off of each other, and we are truly passionate about what we're doing. I mean, this is, some people say like, oh, I just work all the time. Yeah, we do work all the time, but we also have a lot of fun as well. And I think that is really, that's what sparks me, at least, is that, yesterday we got off a phone call.
Oh my gosh, we were so excited.
We were so excited.
She's telling me, she's like, don't get off the call with me. We need to figure this out.
I was like, I'm so excited. Let's keep talking.
Okay.
And it was about business, but I don't know. There's just something about, doing this with, one of your best friends, doing it for other people to make their lives easier, helping a million women, be able to provide for their family. Not a million. Maybe one day it'll be a million.
Maybe.
I was going to say, that's a good
stretch goal. I think we've got a stretch goal. Wow.
It is. I mean, I think we've really kind of just found our niche in laundry, ironically. But, we're able to do so much with this that it's what lights me up. It really is.
That's so nice. I love
it's
that.
True. I don't think you think I'm serious.
No, I love that.
What's yours? Come on, answer.
That was good. Call her out on
I
it.
gave you 2 minutes.
Yep.
I gotta agree. Like, what's that saying? It's like, if you figure out what you like to do, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah. Yep.
And honestly,
it's true.
That's truly how it feels. Yeah. It's just a blessing that obviously we're best friends and doing it together. That has just made it all the more fun. That I feel like, a lot of people talk about like burnout and stuff like that. And I just feel like we are nowhere near that this just feels so
natural.
And we're just still so excited about it that yeah.
You've got great alignment. And I feel like if one of you were to approach burnout, the other one's gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I feel like you're you know what I mean? And perhaps that's how you're managing it.
You know what? It's interesting you say that, because like she is very much someone who will do anything for anyone over herself times 100. To the point it's almost a fault to some degree.
Yes.
Like, and it's funny. I was like, oh, I got to figure out like what I'm doing my hair, how I'm doing my hair for the podcast. Like, right. And this is the type of person she is, right? Doing all of these other things that she's doing, about 1 trillion a day. She's like, I'll blow out your hair for you. I'm like, Mare, we're doing hair now? Like, no, you're not going to blow my hair out for me. But
I can't help myself.
Like, I'm just like, what is wrong with you? So it's just a blessing to.
Thanks.
She makes it fun.
It's great. So yeah, you're lifting families. You guys are doing all of this amazing stuff. I just want to really thank you for sharing your story with us, for giving me my Saturdays back. I can actually spend them with my husband.
Love it.
And it's really a beautiful example how real life, friendship, and courage, right? The courage to go out and believe in yourselves that you could turn this into something, really create something that lifts. And your partnership, your mission, and your joy are such a gift to everyone around you. So kudos on your ripple effect.
That's sweet.
So thank you for lifting so many and for being here today.
This was fantastic.
Thanks,
we loved
Karen.
it. Thank you.
The enormous help that Allie and MC offer their customers is proof that lifting others is not only fulfilling, but it's good for business when you show that you care. For more on Lessen the Loads and their growing operation, see the show notes below. If you haven't already, give us a subscribe and don't forget to always lift.